What up? It's Poetic Death, Organized Threat represented.
Yo, what up? This is Gavlyn, Organized Threat. Don't let the label you.
Don't load the pack the fuck you talking. It's that organized threat. We say it loud and start the march. You ride with OGT. Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Organized Threat is a collective of artists, both poets and visual artists, who have come together to, I guess, rejuvenate the music that's happening in the hip-hop scene at the moment.
That's my word, motherfucker. Ride with OGT. Motherfucker. We all that OGT, so roll with us and get this chick.
The way me and Poetic Death know each other, it started off through good old MySpace. And he hit me up and he wanted to work. And I mean, I'll be honest, I kind of slept on dude for a little while.
Years.
And what's it called? And then eventually, what year was it that we linked up?
2011, when we made it like official.
Yeah, he told me to be a part of Organized Threat,
Yeah.
and I was like, all right, cool. He told me it's not a label, it's not, we don't own you, everything you do is on your own, you're independent, I'm just shooting videos for you and we build. And I was like, okay, cool. So then, ever since then,
and we became best friends. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm just spitting, living, revealing what I do. Roll with the family. Every time I step up to venues, I gotta pursue. Have deadlines to meet, ain't gotta finish them before the late night creeps. So as I speak, over beats never sleep.
Organized Threat definitely helped me with that a lot. Like the channel itself, it had its own fan base before I even stepped on the team, you know. And I had my own little thing going on too. Not as big, but my own little thing going on. And once I hopped on, it was like no looking back from there, you know.
But I'm an organized threat. Premeditate your death, then leave you bleeding where you slept. And if you don't get it now, listen closely when a gun cocks back goes blow. Okay, maybe too much. I'm not that aggressive, but really that tough.
With Organized Threat, outside of creating nice original content, it's also to help educate, artists to register your names, learn how the paperwork side of things work, manage your own music, submit your own stuff to iTunes and stuff like this. Just pretty much bring back the independent hustle of the artist and show people with the help of the internet and stuff that you can be successful without a large multi-million-dollar budget from some kind of label. As long as you understand the business and really take time to push your own art.
The threat is on the rise above the buck, so give me the microphone. I'll batter the cyclone, put a whip into that asshole and blame it on my skin tone. That dirty rotten rhymer playing church bells behind you. Stick 'em up, then we pick 'em up, we bout that. Yo, fuck you and your kitty cat, get chin checked with the almanac, you been whacked, your shit lacks thoughts of originality.
I'm an indie rapper, you know what I mean? Like I like expanding and using different sounds. Poe, he's a dark, poetic rapper. Papa J, he's like
grimy.
He's grimy, big pun, real like smooth New York. Vita Kills is very experimental. Bonnie Blue, she's just raw, rugged like hip hop MC. Rix is like on some crazy wordplay, really animated.
Yeah.
Mac the Shark is like
there's so many different styles within the group.
Exactly.
Like Devour, he's like just a straight thug rapper, we have so many different elements.
Organized threat. Yo, time frame shit. Yep, slip and get your mind frame flipped. Get 2 sticks in your eyes for thinking eyes ain't shit. When eyes beats that nigga MC/Broadway pimp. I got a thing for effing women that say guys ain't shit. Behind the mic I look like Mac with that eye thing trick. They roll to the back every track, it's like a high grade trip. Man, one of these days my brain will explode while trying to write this shit. And whoever's around will see some remains and they just might make sense.
Right now we're chilling in Berlin. This is Gavlyn's 3rd tour. This is my 2nd time out here. We've been on the road for 3 months now. We're wrapping it up, and we're just really excited to be out here.
It's been a crazy tour, like
It was a little bit hectic today. We didn't have no time for nothing. We arrived in Berlin at 7:30, and
how was the show? How was that?
It was interesting. Like to be there and to party was dope. But our stage wasn't a stage. Like we had to hop on speakers.
Really?
Yeah. But hey, it was still a blessing to be at fucking Croatia. It was beautiful there. But I ain't gonna lie, I kind of got, expected more. But that's what I get for being spoiled,
You can set up a merch table. You can set.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. A lot of young kids are here. I don't know how many of them are gonna stay till after the show.
We did our first show with Yarah in Munster. and that was the first time I met her. I met her at soundcheck, and saw how amazing she was, and she was so nice, and we just got along like that, you know. And
we ended up going to Figups.
Yeah, we met Figup. He came to the, what's that, Bohannon show? He came to the Bohannon show, and he was like,
oh yeah.
And he just came by to say what's up, show some support, and then and he was like, yo, if you want to work, you come by my place. I live right here. And then we're like, go. That was our first day in Berlin. Like, we met a bunch of cool-ass people. So we're like, sure. We went to Figu's place, and we were there for like 4 days. And we worked on, like, a bunch of music.
We had 3 songs. Yarah came through.
Yeah.
We had great chemistry with her. Her live performance was already out of the water, you know, and to vibe with somebody in the studio and to see that she was working and you know, doing just as many shows and touring as we were, you know, we figured why not take 2 moving forces and, you know, bring them together and help move each other.
The love is hard, the message even harder. Get the heart pumping, you a fire starter. Revolutionary, cool demeanor, hot temper. Run all summer long, then run from the winter. Never abusing the lyrics, we cool without interfering. The youth is choosing to hear it, they get into with the spirits. Right now we at the turntable tutorial, and it's kind of the after party for the Organized Threat show in Berlin that we had at Bohannon. It was a beautiful night. They think I'm like a crazy performer, but I also vibe from them, you know, and I see them trying out things, you know, and it's very inspiring.
Because I'm anxious, I do all it's cause my bitches give along with so much hatred. Stuck with sweet, no rockin' the whole place. Tied up like an all break. Light up with the card shape. Stop, what am I doing? I'm gonna shake in a sick that I like nowadays. There's so much confusion.
This is like independent shit, you know. It's not a label. It's like a community of artistic minds. I like a unity. I'm always for that, you know, when I'm doing the music. Different kind of crews, collaborations, you know, building like a network, a family. And with Organized Threat, it's really been like that.
No, it's not very good.
It's Instagram, fuck the bullshit.
None of that
Fuck the
shit.
bullshit.
There's a man on my left. There's a man on my left.
Which one do I like more, writing, recording, or performing? God damn. Shit. I would say, I guess recording it. If I had to pick, because every time I recorded the song like the exact way I want it, I love listening to it. Not that I'm like self-centered, like, yeah, I'm the best. Like, I'm just saying, like, I like listening to a dope ass track I just laid down. You know what I'm saying? So I guess like the writing process is amazing too, but I'm impatient. I get impatient sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, damn it, it's not coming out right. Okay, I'm gonna wait like a few days, you know? But like when I'm recording, everything's done and I know how I want it and it's laid down, and it's like when you hear it back and you're like, yeah, cool. Like, so I guess that's what I would have to say is the recording process. Because a lot of funny things happen in the studio too. The mistakes that you make that you could hear yourself doing, you know, like stuff like that.
Honestly, y'all came right in left field, obviously. Sleeping with a heart and luxury. Cover, woulda, shoulda, I'm on the cover. Eating every snake, shedding lines in the face. Taking all the grades for all the cat works. Cause it's my way to pay my way. Working too hard, give a fuck what you say.
The recording process is cool because you get to hear back your emotion, you know, and again, like she said, like not to sound arrogant, but it's really cool to hear how you sound. Most rappers who started, I'm sure you felt the same way. It's like you hear your voice for the first time and you're like, oh God, I sound terrible. Is this how I really sound? Like, oh, this is disgusting. But then, you know, you find, you know, you fall in love with your own voice, you know, in like a weird kind of.
You learn how to work it out.
Yeah, you like learn how to work it out, and it's cool. So I love writing. I'm a big poetry head. I love literature. So the writing is definitely like the most enjoyable part for me. But the recording is right under, you know.
My dialogue is prophecy, and the fat lady done been sung a song to your soliloquies, but the peaceful when they mention me. But I'm lost within my fortune. Is it really worth the legacy? And if I died a rich man, how loudly would they mourn for me?
I'm a real big fan of Edgar Allan Poe. First and foremost, this is an individual who I've based a lot of my older works on. So Edgar Allan Poe, I have all of his poetry. I have all of Shakespeare's poetry. I actually have the app on my phone too to read his Shakespeare's sonnets. In terms of literary books that I've read outside of poetry, I'm a big fan of religious and spiritual texture. So like the Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon. I've read the Quran. I've read the Bible. I'm a big fan of Sun Tzu, The Art of War.
Mainly what sparks my writing process is like what he said, like everything that I'm going through in life, like absolutely everything. Like if it wasn't for writing, I would go insane, you know what I mean? Because I write down like all my emotions. So, but yeah, it's real spontaneous, you know what I mean? Sometimes I won't write for months, but then like when I'm feeling it, I'll go into it.
All these cats can't really get the picture right. We have a motive taking over, let the music play. I talk nice, like an LA crunch. Wanna let my side, get the side. Can't help everybody, so they're gonna work. But it's hard to let them go. It's pushing. I can't close my eyes, I know they can. So listen, why does sunlight glisten? How they manage with time, drinking my blood, blue red wine.
I can think of the situation when Rakim went to Aftermath. And Dr. Dre wanted him to focus on making gangster songs, you know? And Rakim didn't want to have his legacy kind of like this, you know? He wanted to be Rakim and spit science and stuff like this on the microphone. And long story short, I just remember, you know, the story was like Dr. Dre was like, you know, this is Aftermath, and here at Aftermath we have a certain sound. And Rakim ended up leaving Dr. Dre and Aftermath because he didn't want his image to be affiliated with a lifestyle that he didn't support, even if that meant he had to leave the label. So when you say don't let the label label you, it's very cool, and I think it definitely applies to the upcoming generation or our group of independent artists coming up, because most of us aren't doing this with the help of labels, number one, and number two, a lot of labels nowadays, they're misdirected and misguided anyway, and people have become so complex with their music that it's impossible to find one definite meaning to yourself and the artist you work with under one label. So don't let the label label you, and you know, just focus on yourself and your craft, you know. It's the best way to put it.
You connected, let us speak though. I ain't never been no sellout, but I'm guaranteed to rock the house. I'm better off with a solo like your whole crew. Pass the rest like cat and mouse. I'm here to resurrect the ugly and seduce a bunch of white females like Agent Scully. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth?
I got my third album coming up this year. I don't have a set date for it, but it's coming out this year, positively. And it's called Modest Confidence, and it has about 14 tracks on it. Most of the beats are experimental, new age beats, and it's not golden era at all. It's completely different. It's nothing like from the art, but it's still solid as fuck. And the difference is I'm really, really, really speaking on like my personal issues, and like I'm an open book in this album. The whole purpose of calling it Modest Confidence is like that's like the transition that I'm going through now. Through all these years, you know, like I've always been slept on, or like ain't nobody gave a fuck about my music. So I came up modest. I came up like not believing half of the shit people told me. But now things have changed, and people actually give a fuck about my music, and people like my shit, and now I'm becoming more confident from that. So that's pretty much like what the whole album is about.
quick to say the obvious when it seems preposterous. Don't care about the awkwardness, I know it all too well. The attention makes me hibernate, but I've learned to tolerate. There with love, but I carry hate. Fucked up complex, can you relate?
I dropped my last full-length project, Von Poe the 7th, last December, and that's what I've been pushing. I did 3 EPs after it, Only Gods Relate, Lucifer, and a project called Dogma. These 4 projects together are what I've been pushing this last year, and in terms of future projects, I think I'm just focusing on pushing visuals, more music videos. I shoot all the videos for the camp, so I have the least amount of videos out of most of the members. So I want to definitely push more visuals for myself, because I think my listeners deserve a little more effort on my part. And once that's done, I have a project that I'll be working with fellow group member Papa J, and me and Gav want to set up a little tour as well once we go back home. There's a lot of different things in the works. Once they're more solidified, I'm sure we'll speak more about it.
Yeah.
But for right now, Modest Confidence on this end, Von Poe the 7th on this end, and yeah.
Shout out to the whole Organized Threat crew, man. We'll be home soon. And shout out to my mother. I'm just kidding, Mom. And shout out to my sis. Shout out to DJ Dubplates. Shout out to Yarah Bravo. Shout out to Mike Steves. Shit. I already said the whole Organized Threat crew, didn't I?
Yeah.
Shout out to Feggy Min. Shout out to Sarah.
Man,
Shout out to Figa Brozovich.
Shout outs to Papa J. Shout outs to my boy Devour. Get Better, bro. Shout outs to Mac the Shark, Empty Sev, Vita Kills, Bonnie Blue, the whole camp, the whole family. Rick's Rumble, he's out here in Germany with us. We got a few more shows.
Yeah.
Shout outs to my boy Stretch, Insanity Inc. Holding us down with the merchandise. Shout outs LA High, the fam. We're coming home soon, and we're coming back to take what was trying to be taken from us. You know what I'm saying? So Organized Threat, we're the future. Peace.
And shout out to Karen. Can't forget Karen. Shout you out, girl. Much love.
I'm stuck in the box. I'm lost in my thoughts, illusions of a memory. A silhouette of misery, murder me from a sniper's distance. Emotional density. Before I rest in peace, I pray to God to find the broken pieces to the love you shattered. I can't complain. I'm walking the plank with a blank face, and I'm screaming fuck the world with a 22 and a bag of sorrow. What's the